Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to New Hampshire Motor Speedway, the site of tonight's running of the Full Throttle Sim Racing Mach-1 Performance Cup Series, presented by Full Throttle TV. My name is Bertie Hanna. In the booth is Tony Solari as well. And Tony, we are already underway here. Had a little bit of a technical difficulty to start, but we're just now completing, see if we can pull it up, lap 11.
Lap 11. Yeah, lap 11. Yeah, so far a little uneventful. The track is kind of slick, and it looks like some of the drivers are already starting to kind of fight it a little bit. It's one of the reasons I'm in the booth again tonight, just because it's rough out there. I don't know if the car's broken, if the track's broken. It's just the car. It's like you're driving on ice, to be quite honest with you.
Yeah, we heard a lot of people complaining about how the cars felt tonight for sure. And we're probably going to see some action tonight as we get towards the end of this race. Right now, everybody just kind of minding their P's and Q's. Nathan Biggert currently out front. Nicholas Moreau took over second spot after Nathan started on the pole, and I believe Nick started in the top five. Richie started second and dropped back to third. Daniel Simmons fourth, and the 48 of Jamie Knopf make up your top five currently.
Yeah, they're actually able to get some decent drive off from what I've been able to see. And, I know it's kind of a pacing thing. The track is very hard on tires as well. And, we've raced here a couple in the trucks and in the Gen 6 cars. And I'm not going to lie, it's like a completely different animal out here with this thing. So, I give these guys hats off and kudos to them running out.
Yeah, the trouble spot seemed to be off turn two, from what everybody was saying. There's a little bump off turn two if you get close to the wall. It was really throwing these cars off. With this car, with the stiff suspension and the shorter sidewall, the low-profile tires, it makes those bumps even more difficult. A lot of people are talking about how difficult this car is to drive just because of how stiff this car is.
Well, that and then the transmission, too. I know a lot of guys are actually shifting down into third. They're doing a third to fourth in some of these corners as well. And that, that kind of upsets the car. I mean, oval racing, you're not really meant to shift, but, that's what they got to do to get the speed in the car and, maybe get a little better drive off or get it better to arc in the corner. But it's still, you're fighting it the whole way around this track. And you shouldn't.
Yeah, I've never been a fan of shifting on ovals at all, period, when it comes to this kind of stuff. And so I know a lot of people were talking about the shifting and everything. It's not something I've always kind of enjoyed doing on the ovals. I mean, I know we've had Gateway where you had to shift, Pocono you had to shift it sometimes, but with these new cars, I mean, shifting has just become a normal thing in the Cup Series, and I guess I'm going to stand with you and say that I'm not really a fan of that. Road courses, sure, ovals, yeah.
Well, right, yeah, road courses, and like you said, Pocono. Pocono was almost a standard to shift. And going into turn three, you down a gear. I mean, that was always like that. But now to do it at short tracks and some of these other tracks, it doesn't make sense. And it looks like we got a caution out here.
We do have a caution. Lap 14, like it involved Kyle Milliken and Justin Diltz, a couple of teammates or pseudo teammates, I guess. Let's go back and see if we can see what happened here. Looks like they're coming off turn 4. Kyle Milliken gets loose. Ooh, head first in the wall and collects the 91 of Diltz as well. That's just one of those, that's what we were talking about, how the thing would just snap on you off the corner, and that's exactly what happened to Kyle. If we can look at a different angle here.
Yeah, he gets a little loose coming out of the corner, and the car instantly shoots right and goes right into the wall. And I know just even in the little practice I did, same thing happened to me. And there's no correcting the car. I mean, you have literally you got to pray that the thing stays straight.
Yeah, man, that's tough. And again, with Diltz there, we'll go back and see what Diltz saw on board. I mean, you got the 42 in front of him, comes off the corner, just snaps left, corrects to the right, and nowhere to go for the 91.
Yeah, that's always, it's sad to see, some other cars get collected in that, but I know Kyle, you can't blame him too much on it. It just, there's no control in the car, and he's just gotta, you gotta pray that you kind of keep it straight or you get lucky with it. But yeah, it looks like he's out for tonight. He's got some major toe in damage and he's done.
So we got Ryan Hedrick on pit road as well. Looks like he's the only one, well, him and Wayne Grassi
Yeah, the two of
Both.
them were struggling a little early on when we were trying to get the broadcast going, and it looked like Colby Mice too. I don't know if he hit the wall within the first lap or so and went in for a pit. He's about 5 laps down himself.
Yeah, tough break for a couple of guys early on. I know Wayne's won his first race this season, or actually last season, season A in Cup. It was great to see, but man, he's kind of struggled since then. He's got to get back on that horse and start. I mean, maybe he's just waiting around for the playoffs. I mean, you have that as well, you know.
Yeah, oh, very true. And yeah, it was good to see Wayne get the win earlier this year. And again, this track is just it's going to definitely put some hair on your chest, and I've got plenty, so that's why I'm in the booth with you tonight.
No more needed. I understand. Well, it's like everybody just chose to stay out here. Again, we're only 19 laps into a 200 lap event. One thing we did get to mention at the beginning of the race, because we didn't have any pre-race time, we do have a stage break coming in lap 50. So they're going to get to run at least a lap 50 to kind of see what their cars do before they try to make any changes here. And again, we're going to have a restart here with about 15 lap tires. That's going to change things a little bit as well. So bunch them up, get them side by side, and it could get a little interesting here.
Yeah, and it didn't look like we had any takers. I mean, we are limited to, I believe we had 5 sets.
You've got, I think you got four in the pits and one on the car. So yeah, 5 total.
Yeah, so people are saving their stuff. I mean, it is pretty early. I mean, the guys out front, they look like they're pretty hooked up. They might be driving a different model car than the rest of us, but you know, obviously they didn't need the tires, so they're sticking out there, and yeah, let's see what they can do with them. Didn't look like we had too many takers though to give them a run for their money with some new tires.
Wanted to see if Ryan or Wayne, if either one of them have damage. I don't know if they've hit the wall already or they just decide to come get tires. Not really sure. We'll keep an eye on those guys as we bunch up, getting ready for a restart. We'll see if those guys can make any headway towards the front. But again, side by side on the front, Nathan Biggart's going to be bringing them to the green flag. Nicholas Moreau on the outside. Richie Coy, Daniel Simmons, and Jamie Knopf make up your top 5 here as we get ready for a restart, completing lap 20 of 200.
And I kind of feel like this is not going to be. I mean, obviously we have a stage coming up, but I have a feeling we might see another one.
Well, and it may not be up front. These guys are pretty hooked up, like you said. Look like they're pretty hooked up front. We're coming to the restart zone. Green flag's back out. We're back on the way here at New Hampshire. A 21 of 200. Leading into turn 1, Nathan Biggart gets a good jump. Richie Coy's going to try to retake second spot from Nicholas Moreau. That's where the battle is for second on back. 2x2 coming out of turn 2.
Yeah, we still got them. They're a little stacked up, but it looks like a few of them are starting to single out. I'm looking at Jeff Chandler running a little low right now, and looks like he just wants to kind of get single file and just kind of ride right now. It's a pretty early race, and you just kind of want to save your stuff from what he was saying.
You see how these guys are all using the top 3 grooves of the track. You know, we saw on Sunday how they used that rain line. You see Ben Tracy way up the track as they're 3 wide back there behind them. That's the battle for 8th, 9th, and 10th there. Still 3 wide down the back stretch. And I think they're going to get to 2. Well, they're going to get to 2 going into 3.
Yeah, as I'm watching these guys, they look like they're going slow too. But I mean, we're really hitting about speeds about 150 something miles an hour. We had a little contact there between Ben Tracy and James Wallace.
Yeah,
but they're all right. That didn't get as bad as it could have.
Yeah, that got close. And as much as you see James trying to, I mean, listen, the tough thing about this track is the primary groove, the groove you want to run is the second lane, not necessarily the first lane. So that guy on the outside is going to give you a little room. Or it could get ugly. And there, Colton Gum and James Wallace got kind of close there in 1 and 2. They do sort it out. Colton Gum's going to take that position. Now James under attack from the 20 of TJ Bartell.
Yeah, we know TJ. TJ's got a very good. He's always decent on a long run. I know he's got Sherwood behind him, who's also a good long run car. And a lot of these guys. I mean, if it were me out there, you just kind of just relax. Just kind of let the car come to you. Try to save as much tire as possible. You're going to need it later on. You're on edge. I mean, with every little micro pedal push, whether it's the brake or the gas or even in the steering wheel too. I mean, you saw with Kyle. just a little bit of looseness, and the car just throws you in the opposite direction.
Yeah, that's all you need is a little wiggle, throws you off, and then you try to correct it, then it snaps right, and that's day over pretty much. You see the 51 of Bill Hull starting to drop back a little bit. Colton Gump's going to take that position now. James Wallace on the outside. You see these guys making these passes on the outside. It almost sometimes is easier to run that outside lane. You got a little more room to play with versus being stuck on the inside. You really don't want to stick those left side tires on the flat there on that first lane. So you're kind of stuck trying to make a little bit of a gap work, as you see Hull now trying to maintain his position, but the 20 of TJ Bartell is going to take that off too.
Yeah, well, it's just that outside line. That outside line is really strong right now, and as it should be. I mean, it's as touch and twitchy as these cars are, you need that larger arc to just barely squeeze off that throttle, and hopefully you don't get caught up in a little bit of marbles or anything that gives you too loose, and you can pinch a guy down low, and he's not going to be able to keep that momentum going.
Resetting our paints here. We see somebody getting loose back there in the back. Who is that? Well, we're jumping around. Oh, it's TJ Bartell. That's our caution. TJ Bartell did exactly what we've been talking about off turn 2. It snapped on it. He tried to correct it, and he got away from him. Let's see if he's got any major damage here. We'll pull up the replay and see exactly what happened.
It didn't look like he hit anything. I mean, the tires are all messed up. But yeah, that's what I was saying too. You get that little bit of marbles, the invisible marbles or whatever. You get loose. His wasn't nearly as violent as Kyle's, but it looked like he was able to correct it right. As it was going right, he was able to get it to hook to turn left, and he was able just to do a tiny little slide and keep it off of both walls. And hell, I mean, that's some good driving on TJ's part.
I was going to say, he did a heck of a job to wanted to come back right on. He did exactly like it snapped suddenly on him coming off the corner. He did the exact right thing. He got it locked down, as we see some of the guys coming into pit road. Well, okay, Joshua Johnson, TJ Bartell, Wayne Grassi, some of the guys at the back coming to pit road. He did the exact same. He did the exact thing we've seen a lot of people have issues with off turn 2. It just suddenly snapped on him. And then he tried to correct it, and it snapped right. Luckily, he got it turned back left and locked down, which was a great move, like you said, by him.
Yeah, well, with or without a race interview, I'm definitely going to be asking him, how did he save that one this time? Because that was pretty good. I mean, it just and like I say, these cars are always difficult to save, but especially on this ice track tonight. I mean, it's even worse. It seems like it's like everything is amplified to 12.
You see the 57 coming out of the pits here. Just trying to reload our paints here because some of the guys' paints are actually not even showing up here. See if we can get that fixed for you guys, because the 31's not showing up. I know. I'm sure his.
Yeah, we had a couple of takers too, and I mean, it looked like so even like Wayne Grassi came in again, and I don't just wonder if he's got some damage. We had Josh Johnson back in. He looks like he may have had a little damage. He's just getting repaired, and might as well, or possibly just making changes as well. Might as well do it before this stage anyway. We're only on lap 30, so we still got a little time. I mean, there's 200 laps as well, so they got plenty of time to keep tweaking on these cars, but I don't know if there's that much you can do to get it to where you want it, especially the way the track feels.
Yeah, I know some of our guys were struggling. Even on our team, we're talking about how tough it was to try to dial that in. Try to dial that out off the corner, trying to dial some of the looseness off the corner out.
Yeah, I mean, it's either too tight, too loose. Like I was having an issue just getting the brakes to not lock up without barely touching them. If the car won't slow down, it just locks. It goes instantly to lock, and that is what I was fighting more than anything with the car. And yeah, it's I don't know. It isn't the same car you feel like that you just drove the other night. I mean, and granted, it isn't the same car, but it just there's no comparison within the two. It's like driving a whole different. It's almost like a different sim completely.
Yeah, it's difficult. It's a difficult track in itself. You throw all the nuances of this new car at it too, and it just makes things even more difficult for these guys. We're getting ready for a restart though. They are doubled up again, lap 31 of 200. But remember, we have the stage coming in about 19 laps, so we'll see if these guys can make something happen before then. Now you have the 77 Nicholas Moreau lined up on the outside in second, to Nathan Biggert in first. You got Coy, Knopf, and Simmons, your top five.
Yeah, and I would think that outside line for Nicholas would is probably going to be beneficial for him. But Nate always gets a good run on these restarts, and it seems like that second place guy could just never even get side by side with him by the time they hit the turn one.
Here we go. Green flag's out. Nate does get a good jump in turn one. The battle is for second once again. Richie Coy trying to take that second spot from Nicholas Moreau. Gets a little snap loose on exit. Not bad. He's nosing ahead of the 77, but I got to think the 77 is going to drive it in on the outside and challenge him for this spot.
Yeah, well, he's got that outside momentum going. So, but as I'm watching this too, I mean, the top three just kind of drove away. Seems like from the from the rest of the field right off the bat.
Man, they are close getting into turn one. And we saw in the real race on Sunday night as well how close. Well, they were getting more than close. Getting into turn one, so you see how those cars dance around off turn two, man. They're just hanging on.
Yeah. But Richie had a lift there a little bit, just trying to get, which is probably better for him, get back in that upper groove and just kind of ride for a little bit.
Yeah, but man, I tell you what, he just did exactly what I would not want to do is get those wheels down there on that flat in that bottom lane. Once you cross that seam and it gets on the bottom lane, you de-wedge the car and it will get loose on you.
Yeah, I mean, he was trying to go side by side with him, but he hit that flat and Nicholas just drove off. So it looks like they're lining up and just kind of biding their time and for another 15 laps until we get this caution.
Again, guys, I apologize. We're trying to get these paints loaded for you. Look at some of these nice paint schemes. Some of them are loading, some of them are not. Common issue with the Trading Paints program.
Yeah, it's a crapshoot. Some days it works and some days it doesn't. And we got Daniel Simmons. Looked like he was attacking, I believe that's Matthew Vacan in the 99.
It's Danny LaFleur. Danny LaFleur behind him.
Danny LaFleur is in. Yeah, so Daniel Simmons just got past Danny LaFleur.
And Ben Tracy starting to close up on those guys as well. Meanwhile, the 48 of Jamie Knopf, the teammate to him, starting to pull away from these guys. We had a little issue with Dave Nestor back here, I believe. He's just riding back here. I don't see what we saw here. Coming off turn two, side by side with the 47, he gets loose down in the grass, saves it, doesn't hit anything, but has one of those moments we've been talking about off turn two, Tony. He saved it and got it back on track, but that could have been a lot worse.
Man, we need a counter for that because what do we've got? 4 or 5 already? So
we're not even to lap 50 yet, but we are inching that direction. Lap 37 of 200 right now. Nathan
we're gonna hit double digits for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know if we'll hit triple, but yeah. I'm looking too. We got Bill Hall and James Wallace. They're kind of duking it out, and then right behind them you got Brian Dublé and Sherwood Williford. We got a nice 5-car kind of mix. Joshua Johnson's in there as well, and they're kind of almost 2x2, and looks like they're getting ready to go. And I'm curious to know if Joshua actually did get tires that last round because he's looking like he wants to go somewhere.
Yeah, he may have. And honestly, they're fighting for that last. Oh, we see the 47. Oh, he saved it. Wow, what a move back there. He did save it. So he keeps going. Luckily, again, that's a whole turn two thing. But these guys are battling for that 10th spot. That's that last stage point. As we start to inch in on the stage, they're fighting for that 1 point that you get for the stage.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, we got 9th to 14th rather, and they're going. I mean, we've got Brian Dublé and then Joshua Johnson, 2 teammates. They kind of singled out a little bit. They were looking to get a little spicy there, but looks like they calmed themselves down a little bit, and everybody kind of singled out now. Although, as I say that, Joshua Johnson takes a pass on his teammate.
Yeah, that's teammates right there. The 57 and Joshua Johnson, Brian Dublé in the 37. Brian's going to cede that position to Joshua. He's going to start inching in towards that Pabst Blue Ribbon machine, the number 1 of Sherwood Williford.
See, now to tell you how bad, I'm still showing in his 33 Mountain Dew car.
Yeah,
that's how bad the Trading Paints is, ladies and gentlemen.
We'll see. I see the 31 of Jeff Chandler in a white number 31 with no sponsor and no nothing. And I know that's incorrect. We have a caution.
We do. Yeah, I was going to say I just saw Bill Hall get a little loose, but I don't think he hit anything.
It's the 9, number 9, Colby Mice. I don't know. He hasn't been around in so long. I forgot how to pronounce his name.
Yeah, he'll have to correct us again.
Let's look and see what happened here. Again, off turn 2, it looks like, or maybe in the middle of 1 and 2. Let's see. Going into 1 and 2, running a normal. Oh, he just gets loose in the middle of the corner. Tries to lock it down, but then he tries to correct it, and it shoots back across the track. Luckily, boy, the 7 of Wayne Grossi barely missed that. We're going to look from him and see exactly what he saw, because he barely missed that number 9 machine here.
Yeah, that's just evident of more going on with the track. Although I give him some kudos, he was able to kind of lock it down pretty decent. But yeah, wow, that was tight for Wayne.
That was close for sure. And we have some pit stops, or do we? No. Yes, we do. No, we don't. Yes, we do.
Well, this honestly would be a great time to do an undercut if if you wanted to try and get in here, get your pit stop done ahead of time for the stage. So I could see maybe some of these back markers coming in early, staying out in another few laps.
They must have been faking us out because it said that they pitted, but they did not. Let's look at the replay here and see why it said they were entering pit lane. Pull down, pull down, pull down. I think some of them wanted to and could not, though. They could not make themselves pit here because, like I said, we only have 7 laps to the stage break. It would be a great idea for some of the guys in the back to flip it and get some track position maybe, but TJ Bartell, I think he pitted, but he spun early on. Wayne Grossi's been in and out of the pits, but he's dealing with something back there.
Yeah, it definitely would be. And then, here's the thing, too. If we get another quick caution, that it will be the stage. So, and I wonder, too, if some of these guys were thinking that maybe that caution being close to the stage was the stage, and maybe they didn't get word right away.
All right, we'll see. I'm still trying to get these paints. This is disappointing.
Well, I'm concurrently watching the stream while broadcasting and watching my monitor, and yeah, it's some of these paint jobs you guys are not seeing is kind of sad, and I don't understand why it won't load what it's supposed to load.
All we ask is for things to do what they're supposed to do.
They just need to work. That's all.
But that's technology, I guess, nowadays. It is what it is. We'll keep trying, but for now, the 57, the 31, some of these guys, unfortunately, their paint schemes are not showing. It's been kind of a rush for us tonight to really get this broadcast up. Kind of a last-minute change for us doing this here anyway. So,
yes, that is very true. But hey, we're still here. We're still broadcasting. We still got a little bugs to tinker with. But as last minute goes, hey, you got to give us a little credit for that.
Coming to the restart here. They are lined up side by side. We're going to have 5 laps of racing before we get to the stage break. So this could be a little entertaining here. You got Nicholas Moreau on the outside of Nathan Biggert, who's leading. You got Richie Coy, Jamie Knopf, Daniel Simmons. Your typical top five for the last 3 restarts has been the same. We'll see if they'll mix it up here as they come to the restart zone. Waiting for the green flag.
Well, we got that battle for the top 10 for in stage points as well.
Do a wide view as we go into turn one so we can see everything going on here. You see how tight it gets into turn one.
Yeah, and Nate Bigger just he drove off just like he's always has. He gets that spot clear, and it looks like he rides that middle groove to middle low groove. He's got that car hooked up for sure.
2, 3, and 4. The 77's cleared the 19 though pretty quickly here, so we'll see if he has anything for him for the stage as he starts to try to close in on the 01.
We had somebody get a little loose there, and I don't know if he actually had help there. Let me try and find out who the hell that was.
He got the battle for third. Jamie Knopf on the outside of the 19 of Coy. Did Coy get loose off too?
That I didn't see, but we had Colton Gum and James Wallace had a little bit of car contact and kind of kicked Colton down the track a little bit. He did a great job saving it though, and he's still running. Fortunately, he's got a caution coming up soon. He just lost a track position, but he'll be able to rebound from that.
You got a side-by-side battle for third here. The 48 of Knopf still on the outside of the 19 of Coy. We got a car almost spinning in the back, and that's Colton Gum again. He's just hanging on to it back there.
I wonder if he got Brian tires. Colton had a good save, and I don't know if he got his tires too hot or whatnot.
Still side by side as we come to 2 to go to the stage. Still side by side for the third spot, and Danny LaFleur looking for anywhere to go here as these guys try to sort this out.
Yeah, it's they're moving along here. Danny looks like he wants to get by Knox, but Jamie's trying to get a run on Richie now.
I never like Richie just carried him on up the track. Said, "Nah, it's all right. I'm going to take the outside here." And one to go here to finish this stage up. Nathan Biggert continues to lead by a pretty comfortable margin over Nicholas Moreau. The battle is here for fourth. There's the 48. I think gets the wall off turn 2, and that's going to open up the door for the 99 of LaFleur.
Yeah, now can he make it stick on the bottom where he's at? And that's what just shows you how strong that outside is right now.
Coming to the line, he is going to get him. Barely.
Wow,
the 99 of LaFleur barely gets him. And there's your stage caution for lap 50. Man, that was close. That was pretty good racing coming to the line there.
I didn't have my tape measure out, but I eyeballed it. It looked about 6 to 8 inches he got him by.
Yeah. So that's gonna bring everybody to pit road probably here once everybody gets bunched up. We're gonna come to pit road, rack them and stack them and do it again. And I wonder too if any of these guys in the back, if they did pit, if now they'll stay out. It could be interesting, kind of flip the field here a little bit.
It definitely would be a good idea for some of those guys to do it if they feel like they got the car for it. I mean, now we're done with stages. Do I predict there's going to be more cautions? Probably yes, but there again too, you might not be bad to save that set of tires as well, and and you might even want a short pit around here, and do an extra stop where you might not need it if it does stay green. That is.
Yep. We'll see now. As these guys come around here, pit road is open, and here come your leaders.
Looks like we've got 2 guys stayed out. Was that Josh Johnson?
I think it's the 51. That's the 51 of Bill Hull and the 20 of TJ Bargell. And I know for a fact TJ pitted for tires, so he is going to be staying out and flipping this one.
All right. Well, yeah, that's pretty good. It looks like we got Colby Mice got the lucky dog there, so he's going to get one of his laps back, and he's only 3 down, so that's not too bad. I mean, hey, the way that night's going, if he stays clean, he might be able to get back on the lead lap.
Absolutely, you are not out of it whatsoever because we've seen how easy it is to lose these cars off the corner.
Yes, And I mean, what do we got? 4 cautions. I mean, granted, this is our competition caution, but 3 natural cautions, and yeah, he could probably definitely get them 2. And he's only got 2 laps to get back now.
Of the guys that pitted, you have Biggert come out first, Moreau second, Coy third, Jamie fourth, and Daniel Lafleur coming out fifth. It's like Daniel Simmons lost a spot to Ben Tracy there in the pits, but pretty much they pretty much came out like they came in, so no big issues there from what I've seen.
Yeah, I'm going to try and go back too. I want to see if Bill Hall did actually take tires that one pit stop, because he's showing our leader right now. He's going to lead everybody to the green with TJ Bartell on his outside or inside, depending on which part of the track he wants to take.
Yeah, you got Bill Hull in the lead in the 51, the 20 of TJ Bartell in second. Those guys did stay out here, but we believe they did pit the prior caution, so they may have a few laps on their tires, but not many.
Yeah, he did. He pitted at lap 43. So yeah, him and TJ, they only got a few laps old tires, and if they babied them that last little 5-lap run, they might be just fine with it. Could get interesting and spicy.
Should be interesting. And honestly, even if they can't hold on the lead, I mean, it's still a net gain for them as long as they can kind of stay in the top 5, top 10, because I know, we saw the 20 of TJ have his issues. I mean, this may be a blessing in disguise if this works out, but, he was already struggling back there, had issues, was at the back of the pack. This is a no-brainer for him. We saw the 51 of Bill Hall. I mean, he had decent speed running the top 10. He just got off sequence, I think, by choice. So a couple different strategies and a couple different decisions being made there. But, hey, I do like it. I mean, I like that they're willing to mix it up.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, it's, why not? Why not try it? Why not experiment with it? If you feel like you got a decent enough car and Bill was running good, we know TJ runs decent. So, I mean, yeah, I mean, I can see these guys actually, net gaining out of this.
All right, they are 2x2 here. We're going to get back to racing here at New Hampshire, the New Hampshire 200 for the FTSR Mach-1 Performance Cup Series here on Full Throttle TV. Pace car is off. They're headed towards the restart zone, waiting for the green flag. There it is, and they're back underway here in New Hampshire.
And looks like Bill got a good restart, and he's leading down in the field.
3 wide. One using that very bottom lane there. And they are still 3 wide down the backstretch.
Yeah, it is getting a little spicy there. And I was wondering how long that lead was going to last, because Nathan's quick, and he had a nice run. Though even just every restart, he gets out there in front, and we'll see how he does in traffic trying to get through these guys. Because he's scored in 4th right now.
Yeah, the 77 was able to get all the way down on the apron in 1 and 2. And he's losing spots off the corner because there is no grip down there. So he's still back to 4th, back to 5th now. As the 77 Moreau was able to get around. Oh, it's getting tight right there. Wow. 4 wide off 4.
I was going to say we almost were 4 wide until we were 4 wide. Wow.
Wow. And they hung on to it.
That was pretty good. We got Richie going on the outside. It looks like he washed up a little bit, though. But
he almost ran in the back of the 20, I believe. And now somebody's gotten back of the
spun.
Yeah, somebody got in the back of the 51 there and turned him around. No caution, though, somehow.
It looks like Bill actually, just low on the track. Just he was kind of a little slideways coming around there, and Nate may have just touched him, but I don't fault Nate for that one. Boy, that's unfortunate.
Nate Biggert side by side with the 19 of Coy. 4th spot.
Unfortunately, too, the caution did not come off for Bill. He was down too low on the apron, which, thanks, iRacing.
Yeah, well, we saw NASCAR being a little reluctant to throw the caution on Sunday as well. So
yeah, right. I guess they are. They're on top of their game with the sin.
It's very true to life. Still fighting for that 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th, or 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th spot. Meanwhile, the 77 of Moreau currently leading the pack here. He's loving what they're seeing. He's seeing back there behind him, and actually loving it even more because there's a teammate right behind him.
I was just going to say, yeah, Danny's worked his way up to second place right now. TJ's kind of still staying in the top 5. I mean, he's lost a little bit. But yeah, I mean, yeah, Nicholas is like, you guys keep messing around back there. I'm just going to keep driving.
Yeah, absolutely. Nathan Biggert looking for a way around the 99 of Danny LaFleur, trying to get back to the front. The 19 of Richie Coy right behind him, also looking for a way around.
Right, and this is something we haven't seen in a while. I mean, Nate in traffic, trying to get them spots back, and it looks like he did finally get by Danny LaFleur. So it looks like he's going to try and go back after Nick, get that top spot back. See how long it takes him to catch him.
Battle for fifth here. Jamie Knopf, TJ Bartell. Jamie takes the spot. Now the 35 of Ben Tracy starts to try to work by him.
Yeah, meanwhile, the guy that started the race is sitting back in 17th spot right now, Bill Hall. Fortunately, he's set 10 seconds off the leader. That spun really cost him quite a bit. And he's just praying for hopefully an actual caution that does get thrown.
Well, as well as I do too, that once you spin those tires like that, I mean, it makes this difficult track even more difficult to try to keep the cars straight, and the tires are mad, the tires are hot. You don't get that back, then you're trying to make time, but you don't want to wreck yourself. You're that far back, you're frustrated. It's just it just compounds when something like that happens.
Yep. Yeah, and all you're doing is you're praying for that caution so you could possibly reset, try at it again. I mean, we're still only lap 63, 64 right now, so still plenty of time to go. I mean, you still got a good 2/3 of this race to go.
I still can't believe we were 4 wide there for a little bit. 4 wide off turn 4. That's crazy. That's crazy talk, New Hampshire.
Yep. And that was fun to watch too. These guys held themselves really good, and everything worked. Nobody got in too much trouble, no touching, and yeah, it worked out pretty good. Oh, I'm watching Nate Biggert now too. He's in second, and he has not made any gain on Nicholas Monroe at all. He's just kind of hanging back there, and that clean air's got to be something for Nick, because he is just he's kind of lights out right now.
Yeah, they run 1-2 right now. As a matter of fact, Richie Coy is starting to move up on the 99 of LaFleur, trying to take that third spot.
Yeah, and I know Richie's been having a good challenge lately. Last couple of races, just trying to get in with this competition, and yeah, he's usually always a good, strong contender here. And let's see if he can get past LaFleur. And then someone else that we haven't talked about, his teammate Jeff Chandler as well. And he seems like he's kind of struggling a little bit, but I know talking to him earlier, it's saving tires, and he's probably just laying back. It's still kind of early, right off the stage, and hopefully we'll see him work through the field a little bit more.
Yeah, he talked earlier about how important it was to pace yourself here, especially at this track, or you're going to burn your tires off, and I'm sure it's what he's doing here. We saw a great example of that at Iowa last week, where he was able to make that late charge. Unfortunately, didn't have the fuel to really charge to the front to try to get to Nathan for the win, but man, he came on strong towards the end. Him and Belk as well. Both those guys came on really strong towards the end of the race. So he's one guy you have to kind of watch for that with those situations where you have to save tires.
Yeah, the tire misers, and we got a bunch of them in this group as well. So it's always fun to see some of these guys. You kind of sleep on them in the beginning, and then it's like, hey, where did he come from? He's a Kevin Harvick kind of a guy. But yeah, and he's just kind of hanging out there too. He's got TJ Bartell, he's got James Wallace with him, and Sherwood. They're all tire misers. So get ready to see them later on.
We got a battle hot and heavy here for third spot. Danny LaFleur still trying to hang on to that position, and Richie giving him everything he can here, right on his bumper.
Yeah, I had to come back. I had to go find the two of them. I was kind of watching some of the other guys in the back, and yeah, Richie's trying to make that pass down low right now. It's a tough spot to try to get him, but I don't know if Danny's going to let him get the outside. So Richie's going to have to try and make that work on the bottom.
We'll jump on board the Victory Fuel Machine, number 19, Richie Coy here, seeing how tough this is on the bottom. Try to get in the corner as hard as you can. Try to get the power down as early as you can. But man, you got to be careful. You see him sideways right there. It's so tough off turn 2. I know exactly what that feels like.
Yeah, and being low, and when you got a car on your outside too, you don't want to make contact, and you're trying to give the guy as much space as possible. But I don't know. I could go for one of them grape Victory fuels. I mean, that's one of their newer flavors, and I'm a grape guy myself, so.
Yeah, absolutely. Looking forward to those for sure. I tell you, I love the fruit punch. I'm close quarters battling there. That's a lot of fun. I love the fruit punch flavor. Remember, and we'll remind you a couple times through the broadcast, I'm sure. DrinkVictory.com. Use code FTSR for 10% off of your order. Try some Victory Fuel, man. They're great people, great company, great product. I know I saw Kevin Swinnell post something about some surgery he had on his back. It did not look comfortable. I don't know if you saw that social media post, but man, it did not look good.
I haven't, and I mean, I know he's had a back problem for a long time, so I can't imagine how many surgeries he's probably done. They've probably been into his back more than I've been into people's balls before, so I can probably say that.
Yeah, absolutely. This battle will not go away. This battle for third.
They are running it just door to door, and it's kind of the most exciting thing on the track. And they're giving each other plenty of room. And I know either one of them is like, just let me clear.
I think Richie tried to slide it right there, and I don't think Danny was having any of it.
Yeah, well, Richie's definitely if he had his heart rate monitor on, he'd probably be pumping up, and yeah, he's probably doing the breath, that we've famously heard.
Well, the funny thing is, I mean, watching this, it's like, oh, this is great racing. But if you're in the car, man, this has got to be frustrating. This is one of those tracks where you can run somebody down. You're clearly faster than them. But getting by them is just, I mean, it's so difficult.
Well, and here's the thing, too. If the roles were reversed, if you had Danny on the inside and Richie on the outside, the pass would have probably been made already right now. But now you've got two cars that are just, obviously Richie's just a hair faster, but, Danny's got that outside line right now. And it looks like he's peppering the wall slightly. And it's just, that momentum is just keeping that car, door to door with Richie.
He just defies logic. He's like, oh, the pass will be made easier on the outside, and it will as long as the guy on the inside gives you the room. But the minute the guy on the inside slips up or loses grip or washes up the track, if you're trying to, you see him kind of giving the bumper there.
Yeah. Yeah, well, let's see. It looks like Richie went to go reset a little bit, and he might try to take another poke at him here.
The other thing you got to remember,
sneak him to the outside.
The other thing you got to remember too is running all that time on the bottom, running under somebody. You're taking life out of your tire too, and that's got to be frustrating as well.
Well, yeah, and the car is just even more ill handling down there too. And then you always worry about the stuff that begins with N and ends in et code. So it's just there's so many weird things that could happen.
So I don't think I got the reference there.
Yeah. I don't know what I'm talking about.
That didn't happen. What are you talking about?
Yeah, it's just a myth. But yeah, I mean, they kind of single filed out. I mean, I'm scanning through the rest of the field too, seeing if there's any other fun stuff happening. We did get Nate Biggert. He did kind of close down Nicholas Monroe right now.
Yeah, that's what I just changed to. Nate started to reel him in. He's right on his back bumper now. But again, this is going to be another tough pass to make.
We'll see where Nicholas puts his car. I mean, does Nate have the power on the inside, or is Nicholas going to give him the outside?
Well, I know Nick, just talking to him a little bit, he's been a little bit frustrated with their performance so far this year, trying to get things turned around. We've always seen Nick have some really good, cars and really good races. Just has not panned out for him so far. I mean, he's had good races, just not to the level we're used to with the 77.
Yeah, wow, Nate all the way down. And Nate's
he's going to spin. Sliding sideways.
He
No
parks it, and
caution.
there is no caution. Wow. He got it going. At least he didn't hit anything. It just kind of hurt his pride there, but he got so low on the apron. It would have been a miracle if he would have made it stick.
Yeah, that was the dive into the corner for sure. But he did do a good job of not hitting anything. So now he's just going to have to reset, save these tires, and hope for a caution that he can reset because he's fallen all the way down to 13th spot right now.
Yeah, that's unfortunate, but he's got the speed, and let's see what he can do with it. I mean, he's a good driver. He's shown week in and week out that he's got speed, and let's just see if he's got the patience and
Looking at a
to get that
replay,
car back up there.
he goes all the way down the apron. Oh, he wiggles, and then he gets into the 77 a little bit, turns left to stay off of him, and just sideways on the. I mean, he parks right there at the tires. There's nothing he could do there, but does avoid contact with the wall. But man, lost all of that track position.
Yeah, he even had to reverse a little bit. It was a good save. I mean, he was able to. Thank God he was able to get the thing locked down when he did. I mean,
Yeah.
that could have been messy.
Absolutely, that was a good save for what he had to deal with there. Just again, he gets on that apron, but he gets I think he got the right rear tire up there on the track a little bit and just unloaded the car.
Yep. And then Nick is. I'm sure Nick wasn't too sad to see that happen. But now I'm going back to Richie and Danny LaFleur again, and Richie's kind of on attack again. He's trying to still get by Danny. He's just there, nose to bumper right now, and it looks like Richie's going to try and get him on the outside. He's trying to make that, just trying to get that outside position so he can lock it out.
Just going through here, you got teammates, the 48 and the 06 behind those guys. The 06 is going to go by the 48. Daniel by Jamie. So put Daniel Simmons up into 4th spot. Jamie Knopf back to 5th. And Daniel's looking pretty sporty as well.
Yeah. And then I know you got Ben Tracy directly after the two of those guys. And he's moving along too. It looks like kind of everybody kind of stalled out a little bit, though. There's really no other major act. Everybody's kind of spaced out about a second to a half a second away from each other. Just kind of maintaining right now.
They are right now. That's what I just went through the field to kind of look and see where everybody is. The best battle right now is for second, but even that now is getting a little spaced out as Danny LaFleur starts to put a little distance on the 19.
Yeah, and I'm watching Nate Biggert. He's up to 11th right now, and he's just kind of cutting through the field. Again, he's got the speed. So does he still have the tire left and the patience to get way? I mean, at least everybody's spaced out, so he's taking cars individually. He shouldn't have to run into any packs.
Yeah, he's over 12 seconds back right now in the 11th spot, so he's going to need a caution. I don't know that he can make up 12 seconds no matter how good your car is. We're clicking the laps off here as well. Lap 85 of 200 here in New Hampshire for the Mach-1 Performance Cup Series Full Throttle Sim Racing New Hampshire 200.
Yeah, we only have 17 cars still on the lead lap as well, so there's not a huge field tonight, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know if we're going to see too many more cautions either. It's kind of seems like everybody's a little calm right now, and I mean, obviously, if we do get one, we're probably going to see a lot more. But it's just that first one to pop the cherry, and maybe with a long run, some of these guys are going to wear out their tires enough, and it's just going to be inevitable that they're going to bring out a caution or whatnot.
I think we heard, and you correct me if I'm wrong, if you remember better than I do. I think they said 80 to 85 laps on fuel. Is that correct?
I believe so. Actually, I can tell you right now.
So we're looking at lap 50. We went back green on lap 55. We'll say 50. So 130 would be 80 laps. So
I am looking at a full tank run. Actually, it's 100 laps. It's showing me.
Okay,
right
so 150 would be the latest then. Around lap 150 would be as far as some of these guys can push.
Yeah, but with the tire wear, I mean, honestly, we haven't seen the long run, so we don't really know what the fall off of the tire is. And I'd be curious to know if somebody's going to come in and try to maybe make a two more stop. Come in at around 100 and then the next one at 150. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if they're going to have. I don't know if the tires are going to last enough to go to do that full 100 run.
Well, don't look now, but that battle for second's back on again.
Oh, well, now you're going to make me want to look, but yeah.
19 Coy's still trying to find his way around the 99. Oh, and he gets loose into the corner.
Yeah, he's it looks like he's fighting it too. I mean, but even Danny himself is fighting the car a little bit too. You could just see he's getting a little wiggle here, kind of an entry, even down the straightaway, just putting the power down. The car's just kind of getting a little sideways, and he's running his line, and Richie's just trying to get by him. And I know Richie would probably want to get it done on the bottom end, but he's got to try to get that car up on the top side so he can possibly make that pass.
Just looking at lap times, trying to see who's fast right now. Nathan Biggert ran a 31:51. Leader ran a 31:80. These guys around 31:91.
I'm looking. We got Richie and Danny there back door to door, and it almost looked like Richie was going to have that one, but that outside line has just got so much momentum.
So
they barely
close.
touched.
It's so close coming off too. Man, it's so hard.
It is. It's hard, and it's almost frustrating to a certain point where it's like, you want to push it, and you just almost kind of want the guy to kind of just, give it to you a little bit. But
well, listen, the thing
it
is,
ain't gonna happen for second.
I'm sure Richie feels he's faster at this point. Like, and it looks like he's a little faster at this point. But as I say that, Daniel Simmons starts closing in on the 19 of Coy. He's going to look to the inside here, so the battle's for fourth here. Or for third now, actually.
I know. I saw Daniel coming, and you had Richie. It looked like he checked up a little bit for Danny, and kind of set him back, and he kind of brought him right into the arms of Daniel Simmons. So let's see what Richie can do. I mean, you just got to kind of, reset and just relax and kind of drive it again. But Daniel's coming. Daniel's got a quick car tonight too, and showing his head in this longer run. I mean, they've already gone now about 40 laps, so we'll see if anybody comes in though for pit stops within the next 10, 15 laps.
47 of Hedrick, like he just had an issue off two, but was able to kind of gather that up and continues. We've seen that a lot. Nicholas Moreau continues to lead, though, with a 4.8 second lead over teammate 99 Danny LaFleur. And then the battle for second, third, and fourth is pretty hot and heavy back here. But Nick's starting to look pretty good here. Tony got a nice little lead, a little cushion. He's looking fast. His lap times look good. He's only about a tenth slower than the fastest car on track right now, which I think was bigger at that lap. So he's in good shape.
Yeah, and Bigger keeps clicking him down. He's currently in ninth, and he's just slowly moving through the field. We'll see if he's still got that kind of car with the long run. And speaking of long runs too, I'm looking at Jeff Chandler. He's sitting in sixth right now, and it looks like he's starting to make a little bit of a pull on Ben Tracy. And Nick is just he's in his own zip code right now. He's got almost a 5-second gap to Danny. And you got the Danny, Richie, Daniel trio, going at it. Which seems to be the most interesting thing on the track right now. Just the three of them. It's just we'll see who eventually prevails out of this.
Yeah, still working on my paints. I'm just disappointed.
Yeah, that is pretty disappointing, and I don't know of a remedy for it. Again, mine is working to a certain extent, with the exception of a car here and there.
Monday nights are tough anyway. It seems like Monday nights we have some issues, not only with trading paints, with iRacing in general.
Yeah, the checking credentials, although it didn't hit me tonight for that, which I still don't understand. What's that all about and why it's always on a Monday at, you know, 8 Eastern.
I think
But
it's I think
whatever.
we determined it was server change or something.
I don't know. Maybe that's what the people on the forum says. But yeah, I'm still I'm still watching Danny and Richie here, and man, it's he's gonna eventually get by him. It's just when, and he dives in, takes a nice dive in. He's got a nose on him, but can he get it on exit here?
Well, what he doesn't want to do is do what Nate did: drive down into the corner and end up losing the car, because that's time you're not going to get back. But he's doing everything he can right now on the bottom. 99. I tell you that LaFleur's doing a great job too, of holding his spot, holding his position right now. Maybe
Yeah,
not.
and I mean,
Maybe not the quickest. He may not be as quick as the 19, but he's able to kind of maintain that position.
yeah, and he's not pinching him, and he's definitely giving Richie opportunities and room to race. But he's just, the fact that he's just out there hanging on to that high line is letting him hold that spot. Because I mean, you can see Richie is just struggling on the inside, just trying to get him down. Although he's had the best, I mean, I believe he is scored ahead of Danny at this point, but he just has yet to clear him.
LaFleur, like he got a little loose off the corner there, off of turn 2. I almost made contact with the 19. This battle continues to rage on.
Yeah, and it looks like Daniel Simmons too. It looks like he just kind of, maybe he just kind of let them lay back and just let the two of them do their thing. And he's like, I'll come rain on the parade in a little bit here.
Oh yeah, you guys settle it between you two, and I'll pick up the scraps and then get the other one too, because you've wasted your tires. And there you go. The 19 of Coy finally makes that pass. It took him about 40, 50 laps, but he finally gets the pass done on the 99 LaFleur.
I can't wait to talk to Richie later and just see what happened. But then, and as predicted, there's Daniel now. Now it looks like Daniel and Danny are going to have a little battle. And let's see what Richie can do. Does Richie have anything for Nicholas?
Well, he's got 6.1 seconds. No, he's got 5.5 seconds to make up on Nicholas right now.
Yes, but now I mean, I would say with a 5-second gap like that, Richie's got some clean air to deal with. So hopefully, he can get in there and just run smooth, and if nothing else, stay ahead of Nate.
Well,
Nate is still coming. Nate is up to 8th.
He was 2/10 faster than Nick that time, that last lap, and Nate was actually about a tenth slower than Nicholas Moreau that last lap as well.
Well, Nate's still in traffic too, and maybe he does have a little bit of off on his tires, but looks like he's getting ready to pass Jeff Chandler.
He's actually he's already
passed him.
Past Chandler, so he's in front of Chandler right now. The 01 of Biggert.
And he's got Jamie Knopp next on his list.
I mean, he may get these positions, but he's, again, let's see, he's 9.5 seconds back of Nick Moreau, so he's made up some time.
Yeah, and I don't exactly remember how many seconds he has gained since his fall off, but
I think he was 12 back.
Yeah, that's pretty good. 3 seconds. So I mean, there's still we have hit halfway. I mean, we're at lap 105, 106 right now, and he's still got plenty of time. And a caution can change everything as well.
Yeah, that's one thing to mention too. I'm surprised we haven't had any more cautions, to be honest with you. Not to jinx the thing, but we're at lap 106 now, 106, and we haven't had a caution since the stage break. We had a rash of cautions before the stage, so things have kind of settled out here at New Hampshire, the New Hampshire 200 for the Full Throttle Sim Racing Mach-1 Performance Cup Series. Mouthful. Try to say that 3 times fast.
Well, that's why you're getting the big bucks to say that 3 times fast. But I mean, we only have 18 cars on the track, and Wayne Grossi is the only one 2 laps down. Colby looked like he did park it. So Wayne wouldn't mind getting back on the lead lap, although he's definitely been struggling here tonight. So I don't know if it still is going to help them, but it's just wishful thinking. And then, again, I give guys a lot of credit tonight. The car was not enough for me to say, I'm going to race tonight. So that's why I'm here. And I kind of had the Brody bug where yeah, the car is trash, and it's not I don't feel like it's trash at every track, but here it's just a special kind of trash.
You're being awful nice. You're being nicer than I can, but
This is like wet, moist trash.
like rank, dirty, putrid.
Yeah,
We want to continue to give it adjectives we can, but yeah, to each their own.
Mean, yeah, maybe they're trying to realistically make the situation comparable to
The
running in
rain.
the wet. Yeah, right, exactly.
The rain.
I mean, maybe they're trying to go for that, not bother to say anybody. It's like they have the best rain physics without actually having the rain graphics. And it's really kind of what the car felt like tonight. And you can see just by some of the movements that some of these guys are doing tonight, and just it's even one of the best drivers out here, the guy who's probably led a lot of the laps are early on. He gets a little loose going low, and you know, eh, fortunately though we've seen good saves too, so I guess that's a plus. Not everything is was a Kyle Milliken where it just gets completely lost on you and you're done. So like I say, kudos to these guys out there doing their thing, and I'm sure some of them, maybe one or two of them, are having fun.
So I'm gonna try this whole thing where you know my mom always told me if I didn't have anything nice to say, not to say anything at all. So I'm gonna try this segue here. So I was looking at our chat, and I don't know if you checked our chat or not, but we got a special member in there that says hi to you and hi to me.
Oh, is it my mom?
It would be your mom.
My mom has always told me to complain every time you can, and she's the type of person that'll return tiles that were already installed. So I mean, it is what it is. Love you, Ma.
Oh goodness. We also have James Efall in the chat saying go TJ. So TJ's got a support. Hi to James as well. Long time no see. I know he used to run with us as well. So good to see him out there checking out the stream.
Yeah, hopefully we're doing some entertainment for you guys tonight. I know Ma probably wasn't. She probably enjoys me more in the booth than she does on the track. So we'll see. We'll see if she comments.
We'll hop on board the Matco Tools machine, the number 20 TJ Bartell from Mechanicsville, Virginia. The number 20 of Wayne Grassi Motorsports. So him and Wayne working together. Wayne's not having a great night. TJ has been pretty consistent. Even though he had that spin, he's still up in ninth spot. So I think that's staying out. Remember, he's got older tires than some of these other guys and still hanging in there, especially with, Jeff Chandler's right in front of him, and Jamie Knopf is not far ahead either. Doing a pretty good job with those little bit older tires.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, we did kind of forget that. He had a few older tires, and yeah, he's hanging right in there. But again, like I said, he's one of them tire miser guys, and he's able to get the thing, just able to keep it smooth and calm, and save those tires. And we still got a green flag stop coming. I'm assuming they were going to split the stage, so they should be coming in. I'd assume within the next 10 to 15 laps for most of the field. And I'm going back to and the Nathan Biggert alert. He has breached the top 5. He was 9 seconds back, a few laps back. He's almost a little under 7 seconds currently off the leader. So I can almost see him coming back and fighting for that lead at the end of this if it stays green.
You said he's how far back? Let's see if we got Nate. We got Nicholas Moreau. He is 6 seconds back. So starting to make some inroads for sure. His last lap was a 31.84. The leader's 32.11. So that's a pretty big gap. 31.96 on Richie Coy as well. So he's moved up as well. But I'll tell you one guy that snuck up into the top 10 here, the top 5 actually, the top 3. Ben Tracy. Where did he come from? He got
I know
around
we,
Denny
yeah, we
LaFleur, Daniel Simmons, and everything. He's up to third.
Yeah, we kind of completely slept on him. I mean, we kind of knew he was going to be coming up there, but yeah, he snuck into third place without even looking. And almost makes me wonder if maybe Danny or even Daniel had a little bit of an issue. Maybe they got a little loose. Maybe Ben was able to capitalize on that, or Ben may too be one of them tire misers, and he was able to kind of save that stuff. And looks like he's starting to gain a little bit on Richie as well.
I was gonna say I don't think they had an issue. I think Ben's just flat out fast. He ran a 31:88 the last lap to a 32 flat for the leader. He's definitely quick. Oh, we got Nathan Bigger in the pits. It looks like we'll come
Okay.
back to that. But Nathan in the pits, starting the pit cycle here. But yeah, the 35 man, he all of a sudden turned it on. I talked to him again after last week. He was a little disappointed. And his runs recently had some issues with pit penalties, this, that, and the other, and things. As we see the 77 also, Nicholas Moreau hit pit road. Daniel LaFleur in the pits. Daniel Simmons coming in as well, but he was a little disappointed with some of his runs and basically just told him, I said, listen, you just got to keep going and trying to get those, eventually you put yourself in position, eventually things will work out. And it's working out for him tonight.
Yeah, I was available for that conversation, and yeah, you're absolutely right. It's kind of one of those things where once all the pieces fall in line and you get it to work out, that's then the pluses and the bonuses start kicking in from there. And yeah, we were definitely in green flag pit stops as well.
Yeah.
It looks like Daniel Simmons came in, Nick Moreau just leaving.
Yeah, I'm looking to see where Nick is compared to Nathan right now. There's Nathan entering turn 3 and Nick Moreau exiting turn 4. So it's going to be interesting to see if he can run him down for sure. Richie Coy currently leading, still out there.
And I'm looking too. It looks like Nicholas, he was able to get out and not lose a lap on that. I mean, he had such a strong enough lead, but everybody else right now shown a lap down. Um, Not that it's going to stay that way, but if we do have a caution, that can screw up works at this point. And I feel for Ben Tracy as well too, with some pit penalties and this and that. iRacing control has not been one of my favorites, and it bites us all in one way or another, and a lot of us don't really have a rhyme or reason for why. And unfortunately, I guess that's what you pay the big bucks for, right?
Coy is in the pits. Now Jeff Chandler leading with the 48 of Knopf second. TJ Bartell third. Still out there on his older tires, getting all the life out of him.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he is. He's giving every little bit last bit out of him.
Well, maybe
And
maybe not as much as Nathan got out of his, but you don't want to get him out of him like that.
right, true, but yeah, he's. I'm surprised he hasn't come in yet. To be honest, I would assume some of these, unless he wants to get those points led for leading the lap. Um, right now, Jeff did come in for his pit. Jamie Knox is our leader, and then TJ sitting second. So maybe they're just kind of cycling through, getting that bonus point for leading the lap.
And actually, TJ's going by Jamie right now, trying to get that lead, and he will do so. So he's going to get that lap led right here, coming off turn 4. That's exactly what he wanted. And man, he looks quick on those whole tire. He ran by the 48 like he was standing still.
Oh yeah, and he's even put a little bit of gap on him now as well. So I'd be curious to see him say, "Okay, I got my lap led. I'm coming in right now." I mean, you would almost think now would be the time to do it. I mean, I don't know if I'd want to stay out there any longer than that.
Unless they're banking on a caution happening.
Possible, but I don't know. I feel like, if you're out too long, you're going to be losing to the leaders.
Let's see. You said they could do what, 100 laps on fuel?
Yeah. Yeah, they can do another. I mean, technically, yeah, he can go another 20 laps at least.
Well, I don't know about him. He may go another 15. Remember, he stayed out under the stage, so. Was that the 31 that went by? Yeah, 31 of Jeff Chandler getting by the 48 of Daniel Knopf. Chandler trying to catch up to TJ as TJ does hit pit road. That'll put Jeff Chandler back on the lead lap and Jamie Knopf out front.
Yep, and we got Jamie, James, TJ. Well, TJ's already pitted, and then Sherwood, and then that'll bring those three haven't pitted yet, and then we got Nicholas should regain his lead once the three of them come in for their pit.
Yeah, you got Bill Hall still out there as well between Nicholas and Nate as well. There's the 48 of Knopf pulling off. He's going to take the pit road. That hands the lead to the 67 of James Wallace. Almost through green flag pit stops. And everybody doing just an awesome job out there, keeping the car straight. You know, we talked before about how difficult this track was, and to run to the end of the tire life on these things, that's kudos to everybody out there.
Yeah, and in practice I didn't get enough laps to see what the thing was going to do, but on fresh tires it was awful. So I can't imagine what they're dealing with, at the end of a run like that, 75 laps or so. And it's sad too because I do enjoy this track. I really my personal style. I like the flatter tracks. It gives you a little bit more to do. It relies a little bit more on braking and power out. And I kind of like the flat tracks more than the bank tracks. And it just I don't know. Something's broken on this thing. This can't be right.
I tell you, one of the big losers through this whole pit cycle, it looks like, is Richie Coy. He's behind Daniel Simmons, behind Ben Tracy, behind Nathan Biggert. He's lost a little bit of track position.
Yeah, I wonder if he had a little issue on pit road.
Well,
I know he's probably happy that he's in front of Daniel LaFleur, so he doesn't have to worry about passing him again. But yeah, he did lose out to a few other guys.
He did stay out a little bit longer too, so I wonder if he's got a little bit fresher tires, maybe make that up here on this last run. I mean, a couple laps. I mean, every little bit helps.
Right, he did stay out a few laps. And and I'm looking too. I mean, we got James Wallace and Sherwood Williford, running first and second right now. They have yet to pit. Then you got Nicholas Moreau, and then Nathan Biggert should be lining up second. Now Nate's still going to have to make up about 5 or 6 seconds to even catch Nicholas, but I don't know. Can he do it in the next 70 or so laps? That's the big question.
Yeah, it's a 77 Moreau right there. Biggert behind him, 5.6 seconds back to Nathan. So, yeah, a little bit of a gap there.
Yep,
Sherwood Williford hits pit road.
Yep. And we got James Wallace, and I believe, Bill Hall did actually go in at some point.
Cause he peeled off while you were talking earlier. So he's hit pit road. Sherwood Williford's hit pit road. Now the 67 of Wallace is the last person to stay out right here.
And I'm kind of surprised he's been staying out this long. I mean, he's got his point lead. Unless he knows something that we don't know, and maybe he's going to pick up some guys on the back end with some fresher tires.
Well, it could be. Again, could be waiting for a caution as well. Because the thing is, I mean, if you're not having that great of a run, might as well stretch it and throw a Hail Mary, because if it does come out, I mean, it's going to be a huge gain for him.
True. The only problem, it looks like he's probably going to be trapped a lap down, though, just staying on as long as he is. And, he's got a few guys ahead of him. I mean, even Sherwood Williford's, ranked a lap down now. And there's got to be about, I'm counting at least 5 guys right now that are a lap down. Wayne Grossi's 2 laps down. He's still out there. But, James is probably not going to be on the lead lap after his stop anyway. So he might make up some of those positions on his, on the lead lap, or, at least on the lap down cars, but he's not going to be able to go any further than that. And Nathan Biggert's, what about 6? He's got a 6-second clock behind Nicholas Moreau now too. And then you got Ben Tracy, who's about 4.5 seconds behind Nate. So they are pretty spaced out. Really, the only two that are close are the Ben Daniel and Richie Coy right now. Oh, and I guess you could throw Daniel Lafleur into that mix as well. They're all within about a second of each other.
James Wallace continues to lead here. Nicholas Moreau right behind him, though. Coming up on him. He's going to pass him here on the track pretty quickly here. I think within the lap, I think he'll get by him.
Yeah, and everybody's still looking about the same though too, as far as I just turned on Richie, see where he's at, and the second I turn on to him, he's wiggling a little bit going through the corner. He looks like he's trying to. I mean, he's definitely got the throttle down, and he's trying to get the thing to rotate and try to get some get some bite out of that car to start catching up to some of the spots that he lost.
Another big loser, I think, on these pit stops is the 57 of Joshua Johnson. He's a lap down now, so I'm not sure if he maybe had a pit road penalty or something. He's lost quite a few spots.
Yeah, but I'm watching him too. Yeah, behind Richie, and he looks like he's a little quicker than Richie at this point. So I wonder if he just pitted real late, and maybe we missed that as well.
Maybe
and Richie's just getting loose, evil loose.
I think Coy, yeah, he like a bucking bronco coming out of that corner.
Yeah, it just, yep.
Oh, the 51, Bill Hull. Well, I thought he was wrecking. He's going to pit road.
Oh, okay.
I think he's doing both. I think he did both.
Oh, it looks like he towed. I think he's going to be done for the night.
Let's see what happens here. Through 3 and 4. Ooh. I don't know. I don't know if he gave up on it or what, but that looked rough right there.
Yeah, that's a tough one to say. I don't know. I don't know if he got loose or he meant to do that.
James Wallace still out there in second, still out on those old tires. Nick Moreau was able to get around him at first to second. Nick is currently 5.8 seconds ahead of Nathan. It's kind of stabilized there. Hasn't changed all that much lately. And looks like actually Nate almost got the wall there off turn 4 if he didn't get the wall.
And I'm going back. And the last time James Wallace was in the pit was our stage. So I was saying there's about 100 laps, and he may only have 10 more to go. So he is definitely holding out for that hopefully late race caution.
Absolutely. Yeah, he's made his bed now. Might as well stay out and hope for the best here. Ben Tracy currently in third among the guys who have pitted. Daniel Simmons in fourth. Again, Tracy is only about 5 seconds behind Nathan right now.
Yeah, I'm looking though too, and Nathan's got quite a bit of traffic in front of him. He's got 3 cars lapped down. You got Sherwood Wilford. I mean, you got James Wallace as well, and we know James Wallace is slow, but Sherwood's got fresher tires. You got the 47 in front of Sherwood too, and Sherwood and James Wallace right now they're side by side. So Nate's kind of, Nate just kind of gives Sherwood a little shove there.
He sure did.
Yeah, I don't know if I know how Sherwood is, and that's probably.
I was thinking the same thing.
Happy.
When you said that, I was thinking the same thing. I was like, I don't know, Sherwood's going to appreciate that or not.
The 1 and the 01 crime on crime scenario.
1 and 01.
But yeah, I mean, and I know how Sherwood is, and Sherwood's on the outside right now. I mean, he does have fresher tires. I mean, yeah, he'll let you by. It's just he's gonna let you by at his terms.
He does get by though. Nathan gets by Sherwood, heads down the backstretch. Now it's a 6.4 second gap to Nicholas Moreau, so that did hurt him a little bit there.
Yeah, and he's only got Ryan Hedrick in between them, so he's only got one more car to actually have free reign at Nicholas. But yeah, he hasn't. It almost seems like it was kind of like after his spin. He kind of was a little stale. Didn't really. I mean, he was gaining, but wasn't gaining heavily. but we'll see. Maybe in another 20, 30 laps, he's going to kick the afterburners on, and we'll see him start really pulling up on Nicholas.
One thing to keep in mind too is Nate was one of the first ones to hit pit road. The 01 hit pit road first, actually, and I think Nick pitted a lap or two after that. While that doesn't sound like a big deal, being that they're on pretty equal tires and 6 seconds to make up, it's kind of a tall order.
Yeah, that is true, and it almost makes me wonder, like, what somebody like a Ben Tracy or a Daniel Fleur, Richie Coy could possibly work their way back up to the field. Even Daniel Simmons is back there. They all pitted a little bit later, so yeah, there's a possibility we might see a bigger grouping towards the end. Maybe if not battling for first, but maybe even second place, third place spots.
James Wallace finally give up the ghost. He's going to hit pit road and get his 4 tires and fuel.
Yeah, he probably ran that tank.
Oh, Richie Coy is on pit road.
Oh, he sure is. I wonder, is there a possibility that he didn't get enough gas in it? I mean, it was quick. He didn't get any tires. Oh, no, he did get tires. That is odd.
I'm going back and trying to see.
I am as well, and yeah, I don't know.
He's just slow down the backstretch, lets Jeff go, and it hits pit. Interesting.
Yeah, that is kind of wild. Well, I'm sure we'll find out what happened after the race.
Sure, we'll hear about it.
I don't know if the audience is going to know what happened, but we sure will. But yeah, that put him back quite a bit. Yes. I mean, he's definitely a lap down now.
Lap down in 14th. We only have 7 cars on the lead lap. Well, I had 6 cars on the lead lap now.
Yeah, Nicholas is he's just putting on a blistering pace, and and even Nathan too. I mean, even though after his spin, you almost wonder what would have been without the spin. Would they be running door to door? Would there be another checkout? But yeah, they're they're just put on a pace and knocking these cars down lap by lap.
There's 5.5 seconds between Nick and Nathan. And then there's another 5 seconds between second and third with Nathan and Ben. The battles for third right now would be Ben Tracy and Daniel Simmons. Other than that, man, these guys are just spaced out right now. And it's funny because from a broadcaster standpoint, from an entertainment standpoint, watching the race, this can be quite boring. But I'll tell you, from a league racing standpoint, if you're in the race, this is exactly what you want. You want to get spaced out. You want to kind of run your race, manage your tires, do your racing as you can, keep things clean. You want a clean race. You don't want a bunch of restarts. Now, all that could change between here and the end of the race, but just thinking about it, like I said, watching the race is man, there's really nothing going on. But from a driver's standpoint, this is exactly what you want.
Yeah, I mean, especially the way the track conditions are too. It's kind of nice just kind of be out there and you're racing the track and not necessarily racing your competitors, even though you are. But you could at least you could focus, which you really need at this track. With the way everything's driving. So yeah, it's moving along. These guys are going. I mean, what do we got? We got 50 more to go. We just hit lap 150. So. We'll see. We'll see if anybody's got any speed. But yeah, you're right. I mean, we've got 5 seconds, separating 1 and 2 and 2 and 3. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, like I said, a caution could change everything right now. But right on board with the 77 Moreau, 5.3 second lead now over Nathan Biggert in second. And again, Nicholas, they wanted this. They needed this. He needs this run because he's, like I said, he's talked about how disappointed he's been with his performances of late, and this is definitely going to kind of put them on the right trajectory for sure.
Oh yeah, it's definitely what the teams need. The team needed. He was very strong and not I wouldn't say dominant last year, but a real good performance out of this group and good clean drivers as well. And yeah, it'd be nice to see them, get something for the fruit of their labor, especially this year and this season with for him. And he's showing it tonight. And I'm not going to say he got a little bit of a gift with Nathan Biggert because he's still holding pretty and proud. Nate has not really gained on him too much, and so Nicholas is doing exactly what he needs to do, and he's just out there just clicking off laps, and you know, he might have that checkered flag in hand by the end of this.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not over. It's not over till it's over.
Yeah, and I'm watching. For a minute there, I thought Daniel Simmons was getting ready to pass up Ben Tracy, but somehow, he got about a half a second away from him, and now he's kind of letting the fresh tire James Wallace by him. But yeah, I'd be curious. I was kind of surprised. I thought Daniel was going to eventually get Ben and take that third spot away from him, but he kind of fell back a little bit. And I don't remember pit cycles. I'll have to go back and look to see where each of one of them did their pit stops. But yeah, they're moving along.
Taking one final swing here at these paints.
All right. Well, and actually looking at pit stops, we got 119 for Daniel and then 120 for Ben Tracy. So Ben does actually have one lap fresher tires. Um, so that might dictate that battle right there. And it looks like Ben is actually driving away from Daniel. So I don't know. I don't know what happened. Daniel got real close to him. And like I said, I thought he was going to, make a run for third. And it looks like he just kind of fell back. And now Ben is letting the 67 by him.
Well, Ben was really strong at the end of the last run. Remember, he was one of the guys kind of surprised us jumped up into the top three there at the end of the race. So, or at end of the run. So, he's definitely got a better long run car. He's got better tires. I expect him to kind of drive away from the 06 of Daniel Simmons. Although Daniel had a really good, strong long run car as well. So, be interesting to see. Of course, these two guys are kind of pseudo teammates. And then you got Danny LaFleur back here looking to maybe make some noise to catch Daniel Simmons.
Yeah, he's still got a little bit of ways to get up there. I mean, really, the two closest people right now. I mean, we got Jamie Knopp and T.J. Bartel, and they're going to be going at it for seventh place. And then you got the Ben Tracy, Daniel Simmons, and they're about a second away from each other. That's really the only major fighting on the track, aside from some of the cars that are lapped down. I know probably Richie's cutting through the field right now, just trying to at least get back in that lucky dog spot.
Which he is currently in the lucky dog spot. So if caution does come out, yeah.
Okay, he did get by James and Sherwood.
Well, James and Sherwood actually are on the lead lap, according to.
Really?
Well, hold on. No, they're not. I was on the wrong.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so Sherwood is still currently the lucky dog.
Okay.
Actually, James is now the lucky dog. James, on those fresh tires, able to get around Sherwood.
Yep.
Put himself in the lucky dog position. And I don't know that the 19 is going to be able to do anything with the 67. He may have, I don't know if he took any tires there on the stop. And if he did not, then the 67's clearly got more tires.
No, Richie did take tires. I did see him
on that
card.
Yep, and he had to pit a second time?
Yep, he did. I saw the car go up and down, so he had to have taken tires. Yeah. I'm curious to know why he did it. I mean, does he think he's going to have enough tires now to get back to the lead lap and maybe even fight for a top 5? That I don't know. But he went in, he made his bed, and I don't know. Maybe I don't know what happened. I guess, like I said, we'll have to find out later, and we'll let you guys know maybe next week. But yeah, he should be gaining on Sherwood and James. So I can't actually see the relative of how far away he is from them.
Sherwood's about 4.8 in front of him, and then James is 6.1 ahead of him. So we'll keep an eye on that. But again, that's just if the caution comes out. he's definitely going to need a caution to have any shot here. But
Right. Yeah. The best he'll be able to finish, even if he does hold that lucky dog, will be ninth right now. Unless somebody else goes a lap down, which it's potential. I mean, TJ and Jamie are almost at the very tail end of the lead lap anyway. I mean, we're running 30 something, 31-second laps, 32-second laps. TJ and Jamie right now at the end of the lead lap field, they're about 25 seconds back. So, that we could have a few more cars going down a lap.
meanwhile, just looking at the interval between the first and second, it's down to 3.6 seconds. It was what, 5 seconds last time
Yes.
we checked. So
Yeah, Nate has been slowly reeling him in, and unfortunately, Ben has not. Ben has stayed that 12 seconds off of first place Nicholas Moreau right now.
yeah,
So Nate is the only one really moving through the field. It looks like.
and now it's 3.7. So I think it kind of ebbs and flows between these two guys. They're pretty much right on top of each other when it comes to speed.
Well, he's got 30. He's basically has. He needs to gain a tenth every lap just to catch him until the end of this race. So.
And he actually has lost the 10th that lap. So going the wrong way right now. But it just, again, it ebbs and flows. And if Nick catches the wrong traffic at the wrong time, that could all change.
Yep. But they both right now looks like they both have pretty clear traffic in front of them for at least a few seconds. Just keep the car straight. Make sure you don't get the tires too hot, and hopefully you saved enough. Hopefully you got enough fuel in there. And I'd be curious too. I wonder if Richie didn't have enough fuel. He came in to do top off and said, "Screw it, I'm getting tires while I'm at it."
Yeah, I don't know how that would happen though, unless you just short filled but it almost looked like he was out of fuel when he pitted. So I wonder if it didn't take fuel at all. I don't know why it would, but I've seen that before, where they didn't fuel the car at all, and he's had issues with fuel in the past. So I don't know. I'd fire my fueler if that keeps happening like that.
Yeah, right. Yeah, maybe he's using a smaller jug because the guy's too small and he can't fill up the tank all the way or something. I don't
Well, that's they did that in NASCAR. They've made it smaller so. Well, they won't say this, but I think so that females and weaker
individuals can pump the gas.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, but what was the guy? Was it Chase Briscoe's team or something like that? They're showing how to pump the jack, and you literally got to lay on the jack handle just to get the car straight up in the air. And it's
they're gonna have to fix that too.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it's like, okay, so you're going to do one thing and then completely make it harder for a lighter person to do the other thing.
Well, it's down to 3 seconds, first to second.
Yeah, he's just methodically just kind of coming after him. So let's see, we got 30. Yeah, I mean, he's on par. If he can, like I say, if he can keep that pace up at least 1/10 every lap, he should be able to catch him. Again, passing him is going to be the other option, but we'll see. I mean, they both should have kind of equal tires. I guess we'll have to see who the actual tire miser of the two are. I mean, we know Nate's fast. We know he's probably got a rocket of a setup underneath him. I mean, he was fast early on as well, so he's got speed. And I mean, and it's not to say anything negative about Nicholas too. Nicholas also has a lot of speed and just a good driver overall. So it's going to be interesting towards the end of this.
Riding award with Nathan here. Just trying to see what he's doing here.
Yeah, he's just smooth and easy. It looks like it just I don't know. I don't know what kind of alien setup he's got in that thing, but yeah, I couldn't get it to be that smooth without locking up or getting too tight or getting too loose, and got to have eggshells under those pedals or something.
Yeah, that's kind of my issue is the throttle control, just not there.
Well, and to continually do a lap after lap. And I mean, again, like we've said before, the car is very unpredictable. Sometimes it just steps out. I mean, even Nathan himself had that issue earlier. I mean, granted, he was low on the track, but still, you don't expect the car to get that out of shape that quickly without really any warning. And I mean, it could really happen to any single person at the track at any point in time. Um, even just trying to dodge a lap car, or just making a quick motion with the wheel could set this car off like you can't believe.
Put up the time differences between the two here, and actually it looks like it's 2.4 seconds now, so it's kind of stabilized. I wonder if maybe Nicholas had a moment there or something, because he lost a chunk of time, and now it's kind of stabilized a little bit.
Well, and you wonder too. I mean, when you're out in front like that, and Nick has been out front for a while, he could be babying it a little bit. He could be just kind of, not going too crazy, saving a little bit for the end. So yeah, we're gonna have to just keep a close eye on the times. I mean, we've got 25 laps to go. So Nate does have enough time to get there. Does he have enough speed? And has Nick been somewhat sandbagging? Can Nick, what does Nick got left in the tank to keep that gap?
We've only got 26 laps to go here, so 2.1 seconds.
Yeah, he is slowly catching them. I mean, and
he is. He's got it under 2 seconds now. So yeah, it's gonna get tasty up here up front, I think.
Right, and then Nicholas just went by. Who do you go by? Joshua Johnson. So he put Joshua Johnson 2 laps down. I'm trying to see if he's got anybody in front of him too that might hinder him.
I'm looking on board. He's got a lot of clear track right now, but there's a few cars up there.
Yeah, he's got about a quarter track up to Brian Dublé, but it looks like Brian Dublé is going for. Oh no, I thought he looked like he was going for a pit stop.
Yeah, it's hard to tell. I thought so too. See if we got any other battles here. Looks like everybody's kind of spaced out. This battle for 7th is kind of starting to heat up. TJ Bartel trying to get up to Jamie Knopf for that 7th spot.
Yeah, Nate's going to have to contend with Josh Johnson now, just to get a clear shot to Nicholas. So, and Josh is giving him room, so it's a matter of time before he gets by him. And then looking at Richie still has got quite a bit of a distance to get to James Wallace for that lucky dog spot. He did get by Sherwood, but he's still got, looks like about a quarter of a track to go. So probably a good 10 seconds or so.
Well, guys, stay tuned. It's going to get interesting up front. It's he's starting to close in on Nicholas, but like you said, catching him's one thing, passing him's another. And you're going to, Nick's going to fight hard for this, because again, he's led so many laps here. We saw Nate get a little over anxious or overzealous, a little overly aggressive, cost him a lot of time. Getting into turn 1 there. I wonder if he'll try that move again.
Yeah, he's been playing catch up a lot longer of this race than he was leading. So I know Nate wants to get back up there. Nicholas definitely wants to hold that spot. I'm looking at 3rd place now too, and it's just he's at 12 seconds. Him and Nicholas are running a very equal times right now, because neither one of them has moved on either. The only guy moving in between is the guy in between, Nate Biggert. Daniel Simmons fell back quite a bit for 4th, and then you got Daniel LaFleur, who's about 3 seconds off at Daniel as well. And then you got Jeff Chandler rounded up 6th place right now. He's still about 22 seconds back off the leader right now. And Knopp and TJ right now are probably the 2 closest on the track from what I'm seeing. And I wonder if TJ is going to have enough of that tire Meissen saving to get by Jamie.
It's all going to play out here in the next 20 laps. 20 to go here at New Hampshire. Starting to wind down. Had a long green flag run. Green flag pit stops. And it's all come down to this. Nathan Biggert chasing down Nicholas Moreau, 1.3 seconds back. It's like ever so often Nicholas has a a moment or something. He gives up a chunk of time, but other than that, they're pretty even.
Yeah, and I'm kind of going through and looking at the times too. And I mean, Nate has been running 31.6s. Like, I mean, he's been, a tenth here and there. You just see him get a little loose. But he has been basically within a tenth of a second. He's been running 31.6s just for the last 10 laps. And then you go over and take a look at Nicholas. And Nicholas, too, he's been consistently running 31.7s. So Nate does have that tenth of a second quicker than Nick.
When he can run, but see that last lap, they both just ran a 31.8. So it just ebbs and flows depending on how you get off the corner, in the corner, through the corner. It's just one of those technical tracks where all that makes a difference. You
Yeah.
see the 77 just wiggle off the corner. 31.77 that lap. Nathan Biggert, 31.69. So, just that little bit there.
Yep. They are. Yeah, they are kind of running close. I mean, Nate's still got just a tiny bit of speed on him, but he's got another car now he's going to have to contend with to get that free, and it looks like Brian Dublé is going to allow him to get by without a problem. And I'm sure Nicholas didn't want to see that, but Nicholas appreciates that too, I'm sure.
Yeah, he got the same. He didn't want to play it. See, 31.81 for Nathan Biggert, 31.87 for Nicholas Moreau that lap. So, again, they're just kind of trading and matching laps. Nathan's a little bit quicker, but he's running out of laps. 16 laps to go.
Yeah, and it's is this going to be one of them nail biter finishes? Is the bigger question. And I'm almost saying it's gonna be. I mean, wow, Nate or Nicholas almost looked like he just touched the wall a bit, but I think he stayed off of it because it didn't look like it hurt his speed too much.
He ran at 31.91 that lap, gave up some time. 31.78 by Nathan Biggert. And I tell you, Ben Tracy is starting. He's now 10.6 seconds back on these two. I mean, it's too little, too late, but he's still making time back there. He went from 12 to 10.
Right? Yeah. So he's we might have to put him in the tire miser category because he's definitely starting to pick up his pace a little bit.
Gap is 1.1 seconds back to Nathan Biggert.
I mean, his last lap was a 31.4. Let's see where he's coming right now. And then we're talking Ben Tracy again. 31.5. So he's running quicker than first and second right now. But yeah, he is a little too late. And you almost wonder if he might need just to adjust just a little bit more and just give it a little bit more gas or just try to be a little bit more quicker a little earlier on. It might be a three-way battle if it were the case.
Well, Nathan lost a lot of time there through 3 and 4. Not sure what happened. He's back to 1.2 seconds. He's trying everything he can to catch him.
Yeah, and you wonder if there's going to be a little aero wash or even a little aero push with this car.
He's loose off too.
Close.
And I hate to say it, but for these guys, guess what just showed up? Cloud cover. That's going to change everything about your car.
Yeah, the track has gotten a little bit darker, especially in 3 and 4, and yeah, just another factor. And we don't know if that's a good factor or a bad factor, if it's a broken factor or if it's an iRacing factor, but it's definitely something that we as drivers know and understand and say, "Oh shit, here it comes."
1.3 now, 1.35. So Nate's lost a little bit here the last couple laps.
Yeah, he's going to have about 10 more laps to get this thing done. Will he be able to close in on him? I mean, if he starts falling back now, I don't see it happening.
Now 1.4. He's starting to lose a little bit. Or Nick's starting to pick it up, one or the other. Maybe Nick was sandbagging a little bit.
It's very possible. Yeah. I mean, because you look at Ben Tracy. I mean, he's got a lot more speed than both of these guys right now, and he just doesn't have enough laps to make it count.
But and that's 1.5 seconds back. Nathan, whatever the track just went through, I don't think it'd agree with Nathan's car. I think when all that started happening is when he started losing time.
Yeah, he is slowly getting walked on now because he ran a 31.9. And then what do we got? Nicholas ran a 31.7. So
They clawed
yeah,
a little bit back that lap. Let's see what their times look like. Nicholas ran a 31.84 and Nathan ran a 31.74, so a tenth right there. But a tenth is not going to
yeah.
cut it at this point.
No, no. I mean, yeah, we're under
9
10 to
laps
go.
to go.
He's got to hit every one because he's going to need a few in the bank just to try to make that pass.
Down to 1.3.
And you can see too, Nate actually he's running a much wider arc than he was earlier on too. So I mean, he's definitely trying to get the thing to hook on the outside a little bit more, try to keep that momentum up.
That's another tenth that lap. He gains another tenth. But again, like I said, a tenth is not going to even get you to his bumper. You're going to need a little bit more than that. But again, one thing we don't talk about much is, one little slip up, and it could be the difference here.
We can have a caution in another lap. I mean, you never know. I mean, it could change everything.
Meanwhile, TJ Bartel makes the pass on the 48 of Jamie Knopf, put TJ up into 7th. Jeff Chandler currently running 6th, Danny LaFleur 5th, and Daniel Simmons in 4th. Pretty much about 2 seconds apart, other than Jamie and TJ right now.
Yeah, and a little further back too. I mean, Richie has not yet gotten past James Wallace. I mean, we know he's got a little fresher tires, but I still don't know if he's got enough time or enough distance. I don't even know where he barely can see him right now. He's still got a quarter lap ahead of him.
Nathan's cut it down to 0.7. Nicholas just had a moment off turn 2. 0.6 now, Nathan Biggert. So pressure's coming. You see Nathan starting to run a higher line.
Yeah, he's been trying to get that high line to work. Just trying to get a little bit more of a drive off of it. And
well, we got 5 laps and we got 5 tenths.
Yeah, Nick is. I mean, I think Nick's going to have to try get that outside to work. He's been running a lot lower of a line than Nate, but I mean, he's going to have to try to force Nate to make the pass on the inside. Because right now, if he stays as low as he is, Nate is going to make that. Nate's going to get him on the outside for sure.
Still 5 tenths though, with 5 laps to go, and actually Nathan lost a little bit of time off the corner.
He's driving it up. He's driving it, and he's getting a little slide. I don't know if that's the best strategy for you, but
well, no, the 77 actually moved up in that corner and put 2 tenths on Nathan. So he is taking your advice. He's moved up the track.
So he's going to need to do it. He's going to have to kind of run what his teammate Danny did to Richie earlier on. He's going to need to kind of lock that outside line.
Coming to 3 to go.
Yeah, I mean, if Nate does actually catch up to him, he's got to make sure he can't don't give him the outside, Nicholas.
3 to go. Nathan's trying everything. He lost a good chunk of time there, but he does gain it back off the corner. 0.8, 8 tenths of a second. Now coming to 2 to go through 3 and 4. Ooh, Nathan. Yeah, he missed the entry there. That might be all she wrote.
Yeah, I can't blame the guy. He kind of had that little spin. I mean, a hell of a comeback to get where he's at right now. And now he's trying the extra low lane, and he's giving to the experimental. I'm pitching it in and see what she does. He's got nothing to lose at this point, just as long as he doesn't spin it. I'm watching Ben Tracy, man. He's under 9 seconds away. I mean, granted, he doesn't have anywhere near enough time to get there, but hell of a run by him to pick it up there at the end.
White flag, 1 lap to go for Nicholas Moreau, the 77 en route to his. Oh, you see the 01 way down the track. But Nicholas Moreau, man, did an excellent job. Was able to hold that spot in the front. Ran a great race. Led so many laps tonight. Through 3 and 4 for the final time. And that's going to be the checkered flag for the 77. Nicholas Moreau brings home his first victory of 2024 here at New Hampshire for the New Hampshire 200.
That was a pretty good race, and yeah, congratulations to Nick and the team. Nate, uh, probably not the night you wanted, but hell of a comeback to finish up second after that spin. And I mean, good thing you didn't hit the wall when it happened, and you were able to save it. And then we got Ben Tracy third. I mean, that was a hell of a run by him. Snuck into third and basically kind of held it. That since we didn't see him getting there, he stayed there and made sure we knew he was there.
Absolutely. Another solid run for him as well. Nothing went wrong tonight. He can hold his head high. He had a great run, great finish tonight, and was really strong on the long run. So just, man, if he could get track position, I think he had something for those guys. But man, it was some good racing, man. It kept us on our toes there at the end. They were coming close. They were. Nate was trying to make up that gap he lost. Couldn't quite do it, and that's going to give the win to the number 77 Transit Machine for Moreau Motorsports.
Yeah, definitely was a great race overall. And yeah, we saw a lot of good contenders tonight, and a lot of guys doing what they had to do, and a couple of oddball moves by a couple of drivers as well. But for the most part, yeah, it was a good, clean race. It looked like everybody seemed to have about as much fun as they can have out there.
Absolutely, it was fun. It was fun to watch. It was a
Yeah.
good battle there at the end. We talked about how boring this race can be, or this race can be. Man, they kept it entertaining there at the end.
Oh yeah, they did. It's always that what if, and can he get there? Is this guy sandbagging? Is he not going to make a mistake? And there's always that ever with the amount of cautions we had early on too. You never know if something was going to come out, but everybody kept it clean for the last 150 laps, and hats off to everybody out there tonight.
Let's see if we can drag our people in place here. Working on getting our interviews here. I don't see a Moreau, but maybe he'll pop in here in a minute. But we're going to go ahead and start with our third place finisher tonight. Oh, there he is. Talking with his team there, or talking with Nate, I guess, debriefing. But hey, Ben, congratulations, man! Third place finish. You were strong. You were extremely strong on the long run. You cut that lead down from I think like 13 seconds to 9 at the end. You just needed track position, but hey, nothing went wrong for the most part. Just needed a little track position.
Yeah, that was actually my first ever race in this car at New Hampshire. My first laps were in practice right before the race, and so I had no idea what to expect. But I think if I had another 100 laps or so, I had a chance with that long run pace. But yeah, it just took me a while to figure out the track, and I didn't have any short run speed. But long run, I was good enough to get P3, and I'm happy with that. I think that's my best finish in this series yet. So.
All right, Tony, you got a question for us?
Well, yeah, no, I was just going to comment. Yeah, I mean, do you almost wish you might have found that speed a little bit earlier on? Because I mean, you did. Your long run speed was fantastic, and you were holding 12 seconds away from Nate, or not Nate, Nicholas, for I bet you 50, 60 laps. And we didn't even notice you sneak into third place to begin with, and you basically stayed there the rest of the race. And we were just kind of waiting for you to make your move. I mean, we kind of know you are a bit of a tire miser, as I like to call them. And yeah, you did. Would you have liked to have possibly have started that the tire strategy, or at least try to get through the field a little bit sooner, see where you could have stacked up with these guys?
Yeah, I was actually planning on short pitting to try and get some advantage on that short run and hopefully enjoy it over the long run. And then for some reason we all pit with 80 something laps to go. It seemed like 82 laps to go or something like that. So kind of forced to come in, especially with how good the long run car was. Couldn't let them take that much advantage of me on the new tires, so I had to come in early. But I'm pretty happy with it. I don't get to practice as much as I used to and run as many laps as I used to. Monday and Wednesday nights with you guys is pretty much all the racing I get in, except for the 1 and 2 random ones every now and then. So I'm pretty happy with the overall outcome.
Yeah, Ben, you should never let anybody take advantage of you. That never turns out well. But no, man, great run, awesome run, and like I said, the long run speed was insane there. Again, if you could just get that track position, if we'd had another caution there, kind of reset things. You did kind of sneak up on us up in the third spot because it's like, where did he come from? Because I know you were running top 5, top 10. All of a sudden, you were third, and I was like, man, he's got speed looking at the lap times. So, again, great run. Congratulations on your third place finish. Just inching towards that first victory. We talked about that last week. It's coming. It's just the situation's got to work out right for you. You're going to be right there. So, congrats. We're going to hand you the mic and let you thank anybody out there that's watching or any sponsors, anything you got going on.
Yeah, shout out to Jamie and Daniel. I mean, these guys work with me every single week and make me a better driver. So shout out to them, Team Conti, Rob, my dad, for even getting me into iRacing about a year ago now, and just all the guys that I work with here, and of course my beautiful wife for holding down the house while I'm in here racing on this sim rig. So, and thanks for you guys running this league, and Brody, I appreciate you making sure we always got a broadcast to watch back.
No problem, man. You guys keep it interesting out there. It's fun to watch. So, no worries there. But yeah, again, congratulations, third place, and you're inching up on it, man. You're coming up on it. That win is right around the corner. Congrats.
Yeah, I just need Richie, Nathan, Nicholas, Daniel, and Jamie to miss a race, and it'll be a good one.
I think
I wouldn't say that.
No, I think you had the. I think you may have had the fastest car on the long run there at the end because you were catching. You were catching both those guys.
Yeah, like I said, I just needed another 100 laps or so, and I'd have been there.
Do we need to get? No, we're not going that direction. Again, congrats. We'll talk to you later.
Appreciate it.
That's your third place finisher, Ben Tracy, bringing home the number 35 Chevrolet P3 for the team. And again, he talked about his team, Tony, working with Daniel and Jamie Knopf and those guys. I think it's really propelled him into a position where I think he contends weekly. He just, again, with the situations happening, if he could ever find himself in the right situation, I think he's got a shot at these wins weekly.
Oh yeah, and I think he pretty much found himself there today, just with, just a little bit more tweaking. And he's got Daniel and Jamie, who are both great drivers in their own right, and they got a good little 3-man team there. So I definitely look forward to seeing a little bit more of all three of them. But Ben has been showing up, and he's just knocking on the door, just waiting for somebody to open.
Speaking of showing up and showing out, we'll go to our second place finisher, Nathan Bigger in the 01 Ford. Nathan, what an eventful night you had. It was fun to watch front to the back to the front, and man, you were inching up at the end. Kind of tell us about the race there at the end of the race.
Man, I am beat. I made that so much harder than it needed to be. Like, I knew it was gonna, a lot of guys in here had speed, and track position is just so important at New Hampshire that for some reason, I had it in my head that I wanted to have the lead. And I was definitely way too aggressive at the beginning of that for the second run after the stage. The beginning, the first, the stage went well. Track position worked out great there, and was able to, just maintain the gap and get that. But once we fell back with the guy staying out, that was a great strategy. Flip the stage. Hats off to him there. That was awesome. But yeah, just got me to fall back a bit, and I was pushing too hard. Spun myself. Didn't catch a yellow, so had to back up because I couldn't make the turn, and then get going again, and went green from there, man. So I drove the hell out of it as hard as I could for as long as I could until there was just no tires left at the end and the dirty air. I tried everything, just couldn't get it done. But Nick did a great job. He didn't make no mistakes. He did what he needed to do to just stay out ahead. So great job to him.
Yeah. And I wanted to ask you, were you more upset that you had to reverse the car? Because I was watching that when it happened. Or were you upset that the damn caution didn't come out?
I mean, honestly, I wasn't even upset that the caution didn't come out, but I was more upset of all the officials that I've done this week every ticky-tacky little thing brought out a caution, and this is the first time that I needed one all week and couldn't get it. But it didn't upset me. I wanted the race to go green. I think I like FTSR in that sense that we get these nice long green flag runs, so I didn't want to be the one to cause a caution. So I'm happy that it went the way it did, and happy to come back to where, finish P2. That's a great run at the end.
Oh
You,
yeah.
you may have made it harder on yourself, but you sure made it entertaining for us. I mean, we watched it. You were racing hard on the restart there for sure. Down on the apron, up the track, and just a little too much. Trying to keep it off the 77, which we can appreciate. But just spun the thing around and had to come back from I think a 13-second deficit from what we could tell. Through green flag pit stops and everything. So while it may have not been that much fun behind the wheel, it was quite an accomplishment to get back to where you were, and you were clicking off some laps there at the end.
Yeah, definitely. It felt great to have the speed. This is my home track. I love New Hampshire. A lot of people don't like this track, but I really enjoy it. Obviously, going to watch it and being able to watch the Cup guys, the lines that they run, and you come into iRacing, and man, this is a great simulator, and you can do pretty much everything they're doing. And I noticed at the end of this race, the dynamic track came into play a little bit, just in the sense of us putting so many laps on that one lane that I was getting a lot more grip, in the higher lane and down on the apron. So just
Yeah,
really enjoyed it, and definitely drove it a little bit too hard. That's all.
Yeah, we made note that you had moved up the track and were gaining time, and then I think the 77 tried that as well, moved up a little, maybe a half a lane. We did see the cloud cover come in there towards the end, and wondered how it kind of affected the cars too. So there was a lot to deal with at the end, but all in all, a great comeback to the second place finish. I know it probably kind of hurts because you had such a fast car that you had to make that time up, but again, a great run. Sure did make it interesting. So we're going to hand you the mic now and let you do your shout outs as usual. I'm sure Mom's going to be one of them. And and your sponsors or anything you've got going on.
Yeah, absolutely. Just want to obviously first off give a shout out to the FTSR admins for doing all the work they do so we can come out here and have a great time. All the drivers tonight, man, I love driving with these guys. That long run at the end. I couldn't get more than a 10-lap run in officials at New Hampshire this week. So for these guys to come out here and do 150 laps is just awesome. This is the kind of racing I enjoy. So hats off to everybody. Shout out to Nick for getting it done tonight. Awesome job. Holding steady. I tried everything to, get in his mirror, get in his head, but he was stone cold and got it done. Shout out to Ben for the third place. Great finish for him, man. He's, doing great every week now, getting better and better. He'll be up here winning one of these days here soon. Shout out to, my sponsor, Fuego Paints, Fuego Autosports, Growhava. Appreciate everything you've done for me here on iRacing and getting me into this. Shout out to my buddy Jerry, helps me a lot on the sim. The Chop Shop boys always cheering me on in the broadcast. All the fans watching, and number one fan, Mom, watching live. Love you.
All right, there you go, Tony. Our second place finisher this week, the 01 Nathan Biggert, bringing it home P2. Man, he put on a show, and it was fun to watch.
Yes, it was. Yeah. Congratulations on your second place. It's probably not what you wanted, but you did a hell of a job for what you had.
Well, look who just joined. Let's see if we can get our winner tonight, the number 77, Nicholas Moreau, getting his first win this year in 2024. It finally happened at New Hampshire, holding off the 01 of Biggert there at the end. Congratulations, Nick, on that win. That was an impressive run at the end.
Well, yeah, thank you. And first of all, sorry for my voice. I lost it two days ago, and when it hurts a bit when I speak. So I try to talk a bit. Yeah, thank you. Finally, guys, finally I'm here. But yeah, I didn't expect, especially on New Hampshire, to run up front like that. You know what? The key word is practice. I don't have much time like I had 2 years ago when I won that championship, and I did not build my setup anymore. So I just took a setup on a public setup, and I run maybe 30 laps during the week. So yeah, but I have so fun to run with in that league, and with these guys. It's clean, long race, a long run without any cautions, and here we are.
Well, yeah, Nick, congratulations. Tony, I'm going to hand it to you. We're going to keep it short and sweet for Nick. We want to save that voice, and I guess he's partying a little too hard this week.
Yeah, I don't know. I just I want to say congratulations. It's good to see you in victory lane again. And I know you guys been kind of working for it, you and the whole team, and you guys are always real strong. And yeah, you got it done. Congratulations. And just one question: when you saw Nate get a little loose underneath you, and kind of what was going through your mind?
Oh well, I was not stone. What he said, cold stone? Yeah, no, I was not. um, no, so yeah, I knew that he was the fastest car. I was not, and I tried to keep my tires for the long run because my roars, you know, between 30, 60 lap on tires, I was so slow, and I tried to change every the first pit. I changed the cross weight, and then I was too tight in the beginning, and then too loose, and then at the end I was pretty stable, and yeah, I got contact with him. I'm not sure what happens. I forgot to watch the replay, but I saw I saw him spawn, so it was like, okay, I think I'm good for a few laps more. But when I saw him coming at the end, I was like so focused, boys. Um, but yeah,
Well, Nick, again, a great run. Congratulations. Don't want you to hurt yourself here trying to talk, but man, just a great run, a fantastic run, a great win to get back in victory lane. New number 77, but you got it to victory lane nonetheless, and I'm sure there'll be many more. But I'm going to let you give any sponsors a plug or anybody watching any shout outs you want to do. The mic's yours.
yeah, and about the 77 number, I started with that number when I started in 2000 with sim racing, so it's familiar for me to run that number, and I won few championship with that one. So, but yeah, 15 is my main one, But it's no big deal to run the 77 for this championship. So, yeah, well, two teammates were missing today, but they congrats me on the chat, so they definitely watching the race. So thanks for watching, guys. Thank you. Shout out for you guys to keep that league so fun, um, trick and fun. Uh, and I would say thanks to Transit, for sure, because they support us on the real stuff, and they support me on the sim racing as well. So yeah, thanks to them for the support.
Absolutely, and shout out to Transit. I apologize. Our paint jobs were not loading properly, so they didn't quite get the show that we wanted, but unfortunately. But yeah, shout out to you, man. Great run, great finish, great win. Finally, got that monkey off your back this season, and again, we'll look for many more in the future.
Yeah, thank you, guys. We'll see you in Nashville.
All right, there's your winner tonight. Tony's is Nick Moreau in this new number 77, taking home the victory tonight at New Hampshire. Pretty dominant victory for sure.
Oh yeah, and I mean, you could tell he's been, doesn't have a lot of time. I mean, that's a story just about everybody could say. And once in victory lane, kind of working his way back to get there. And tonight was his night. And he had great speed. I mean, I can't take anything away from anything he did. I mean, I would say he probably had a little help with the issue Nate had, but still he ran a great race and kept it out in front, and got the job done for him and his team tonight. And I'm sure he's happy about that, and he's probably living it up. with some cough drops or some throat relaxer or something.
And definitely going to take some medicine and rest that.
They're
voice
definitely
for
not
sure.
smoking cigars tonight. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, might ease up on the drink a little bit too if he's
Yeah.
a drinker. So, yeah, but hey, listen, that was a great show at the end. A great battle for the win there. Nathan doing everything he could, using the apron, using the high line. Just like he said, he was trying to get in his mirror, trying to get to him, just couldn't quite get there at the end. But Nick put himself in the right spot, right place at the right time, had just enough to hold off the 0-1 of Biggert. Final thoughts, Tony, on tonight's race?
A bit unexpected. We had a few unexpecteds with a few drivers. We had Nick, winning it, which was great. Nate trying to close down the door. We had Ben Tracy, showing himself up there. As hard as the track was, and as early on as we saw how evil it could be, it turned out to be a pretty good race at the end. And again, I've said it a few times this night. I mean, hats off to these guys. They did a really good job, especially to go green that last 150 laps.
Yeah, you had the battle with LaFleur and Kuwait there for third that went on for, it seemed like forever, 40 laps or whatever. That was a great battle. And then the whatever happened to Kuwait there, we're going to find out here in a minute. Unfortunate for him, took him out of contention. James Wallace staying out long. I mean, the Strix had a little bit of everything, man. They were all over the track, all over the strategies, had a green flag stop, had a rash of cautions at the beginning, kind of mixed things up. So it was very entertaining. And I hope everybody enjoyed it as well. Got to give a shout out at the end, of course, for Victory Fuel, for fueling Victory Lane here at Full Throttle Sim Racing. Victory Fuel, remember to go to drinkvictory.com, use code FTSR at checkout for 10% off your order. Got to try it, guys. If you haven't tried it, got to try it. Great people. So it's a great thing to support, but not only that, it's a great product. Again, the fruit punch is my favorite. Some people like the Lucky Lemon, the Throttle Punch, I guess I should use the brand term, Throttle Punch. And coming out soon is the grape flavored Purple Potion. So looking forward to that as well. So shout out to Victory Fuel for sponsoring the league, sponsoring the series, and being able to, we're just proud to be able to support a product I can really get behind.
Yep. Good product, good, good company, great sponsor, and, great racing here at FTSR as usual.
Well, I think that's going to do it here at New Hampshire. Nothing much else to say except for Nicholas Moreau taking home the victory tonight. Number 1 for 2024. On a roll. Nathan Biggert with the rebound. We'll see what happens next week in Nashville Super Speedway for the Full Throttle Sim Racing Mach-1 Performance Cup Series. We'll be live right here on Full Throttle TV next Monday night, 9 p.m. Eastern. Look forward to it then. Until then, for Tony Solari, Full Throttle TV, my name is Brody Hanna. We'll see you next week at Nashville.